Welcome to Phil Wilson Chats with Celebrities. And here's your host, Phil Wilson.
Singer-songwriter Melissa Whitehouse knows what it means to get back on the horse, both literally and figuratively, following a life-changing accident in late 2020. During her 6-month recovery, Melissa found healing in writing new material for her long-awaited EP and was offered the opportunity to write for the voice artist, Caelan Ray, who was mentored by Sir Tom Jones. That spark re-energised her solo career, leading to a collaboration with Eurovision producers. And it's round the corner. We love Eurovision.
We do.
And 3 independent singles with over 12,000 airplays worldwide and an 800-station promo in the USA. And we could add probably a couple of notes to that airplay as well. Melissa is now ready to soar even higher with her breathtaking new single, Over a Lifetime, a symphonic power ballad that fuses orchestral grandeur with raw emotional depth. And the wonderful Melissa joins us now to tell us all about it. How are you doing, Melissa?
I'm really well. What a lovely introduction. Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you, Phil.
Yes, lovely to catch up with you as well. Yes, you've been a very busy lady, and we're going to be talking about everything that is Melissa Whitehouse right now. Now, for listeners just discovering your music, when did your music career begin?
It started when I was around 14 at the Bob Hope Theatre in London. Had that kind of stage thing. And then I got the chance to do some writing whilst I was actually working with the productions, with the musical director there. Literally, my mum needed to get rid of me. I was one of those kids that used to bounce around on a Saturday. I'm bored. I need to do something. So I ended up going there. I got the first part. I played Wendy in Peter Pan. And then we done the autobiography of J.M. Barrie, who obviously wrote Peter Pan.
Wow, yes.
I played his wife in the actual role. It was the first serious kind of theatrical role. So I was about 15, 16. So we're all pretending to be grown up. And then one of my friends said, "You're really good at songwriting. You've got good ideas." And I thought, oh God, that's great, because I love PWL, huge fan of all the pop kind of.
Oh yes, definitely.
Loved it.
Yeah.
That was my dream. I think if I was born sooner, I wanted to be in the PWL camp. That would have been my ultimate dream. My God, I just love them. And so that really was, my writing started from pop really. So I sent off a pop track to Capital Radio in London and came second out of 10,000 songwriters. And got the chance to perform at the Covent Garden Piazza on LWT then, that used to be kind of the ITV channel.
That's right,
on a
yes.
Friday night prime. So all of my friends at college and school and were like, "Oh my God, saw you on the telly." And then I didn't look back. It was just this kind of like rolling stone of events. It just kind of kept happening, different things and different doors opened. I sent another demo tape because I was on a bit of a whim there with thinking I could get on another show. And the Word picked up on it. So I did the Word on Channel 4. And I used to watch it. I remember my mum used to shoo me out of the room because I was like kind of 15 at the time. And she was a bit like, it's a bit edgy. I always remember it used to be a bit edgy on a Friday night.
It was very edgy. Yeah, Terry Christian.
There, and there was something raucous would happen, some chaos. It'd be like out the room. And I remember saying to my mum, "Don't say nothing to Dad, but they've asked me to go on the show." And she's like, "When?" I'm like, "This afternoon." And she's like, "You've got an exam." And I'm like, "It's fine. I've spoken to my teacher."
It's television.
They sent a car. Me and 4 of my friends got in the car, got to Limehouse Studios in Wembley, got there like little kind of pop stars and didn't realise we were going to have to sing live. Because we had like the cassette DAT tape thing that used to go and sing.
Yeah, for your backing.
It was like a 300 strong audience with all the cameras flying around. And I'm like, oh my God, never done this before. And this lady came up with a headphone and clipboard and she's like, "Right, you're on in half an hour, green room for makeup." I was in my element.
Wow, I bet.
And then all my friends on Monday were like, were you on the Word on Friday night? And I was like, yeah, best thing I've ever done. And somebody came up to me and just said, "There you go, you had to sign something. You got paid quite decent money in those days.
Yeah.
You give me a check. going home, waking my parents up at 3 a.m. It's like, I paid for this. So yeah, I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. So it was really good. Really good fun.
Excellent. Yeah. So when you were on The Word, was it Terry Christian that was doing it? Was he doing the...
Terry Christian, Katie Puckrick and Danny Bear. So what was amazing was Katie Puckrick interviewed me before the actual performance. And it was called Access All Areas. And what it was the producer decided to do indie bands or indie groups that were trying to break. LL Cool J was due to fly over from the States to do a set, and he cancelled his music performance. I don't know why.
Wow.
And they called and bought the show ahead earlier for the demo band, and I got that slot. That's why it was so gracious. All these big things of podiums and people used to do badly dance on that show. So my song's playing and someone's doing this really bad dance. But I found the video the other day. I will share it with you, Phil, so you can have a giggle. It's great. It's really a great.
You will. Yes, definitely. Definitely, that'd be great to see. I mean, The Word, yes, as you say, it was a bit risky, and I don't think it'll be able to be Googled now or whatever. But there was a one where the lady who played Ivy Tilsley did something quite rude on there.
Yeah,
but
she did.
We'll leave that for after
the watershed. That's another story. I wasn't there.
It wasn't that edition. Wasn't me. Excellent. I love it. Now, were you singing around the house when you were a youngster?
Yeah, I used to annoy everybody. I was one of those kids as well that used to kind of do the shows in the garage. I used to kind of sell the tickets to the neighbours when I was about 5 or 6. So I used to round up all of my friends. We used to do these little theatre shows or little performances of pop songs and things, and then used to kind of sell like 50p tickets. And I was just one of those kids that, it was like, if there was a show, it's like, oh, Melissa's going to be in it. It was just kind of, I can sing, I can dance, I can do everything. Yeah, I used to love it. I used to absolutely love it. So yeah, started young.
Started very young. I know my kids, they all did. We're going to do a show, And that's and sometimes it would be a shambles, and I used to say, you've got to plan what you're going to do. But you definitely planned what you were doing, and you had the money head on as well at that age.
Yeah. And it was like, it was kind of, I wanted to star in it, but I wanted to direct at the same time. So I had dear friends, Sally, Joanne, Kerry, they used to come around like, you stand there, you put your hand there, you do this, you do that.
Yeah. Bit of choreography.
Yeah, and I used to love Madonna. I was a huge fan of Madonna, and because she was so chameleon changing her images, it was how to cut the hair, do the different styles. I remember once going to the hairdressers, having very long hair, then coming back when she done Vogue and chopping it up to here, and it was like a triangle head. Yeah, I remember my parents weren't impressed with that. That was a really bad mistake. Yeah, but the things to do to be like our idols.
It's a good job she didn't have a fringe, because you'd still be stuck with that. That's what they say, don't they? Once you get a fringe, that's...
I know.
That's why you'd be like Claudia Winkleman.
Yeah.
24 hours a day. Oh, I love it. Yeah, well, of course we love Claudia. We do.
We do.
Now, did you have any other jobs before going into the music business?
Lots. When I went on The Word, I was actually a dental nurse. I was a trainee dental nurse, which was lasted about 2.5 years on and off on a Saturday. I worked in a general store. I went and temped in London for a company way back called Office Angels, where they used to send.
I worked for them.
There you go.
Up in Newcastle, Office Angels.
I remember somebody said
good money though.
It was good money, but somebody said to me, "How fast do you type?" And I kind of looked up at the wall and saw a number, and I said, "About 65, I think." She said, "Great, got you a great job. Rate per hour." I remember these people bringing in all these documents, trying to type frantically. I think it was like one or two words per minute, and then kind of the job onto the next, so I was a butterfly. I was always flying around to different places, and lots of different jobs. But I managed to kind of get my breaks in media when I literally started to focus around kind of 18 and a half, 19. I learnt to type, learnt to do some of the other things. I did work at Capital Radio, and you've just given me a little flashback.
Yes.
The first day I got there, the other girl wanted to stay in the job role, and I ended up working for Richard Park, head of programming, which was just, wow.
Amazing. It is.
And the first day that it was like Bridget Jones, and I'm sure Richard will remember this day. The Starship Enterprise was the meeting room. We've got blinds that go up and down with like automated buttons and things. And the girl doing the handover said, "It's yours." She gave me the controller. How do you use it?
Wow.
I don't know. So I'm pressing buttons. We've got all the top program controllers from around the UK in this room. There's lights going up and projector screens flying up and down. And I ended up doing 4 hours or minutes for this meeting. And it was like a secret project. It really was. But all of those people now I know very well. And they've all gone from starting in certain roles and they're all running these big companies and things, which is great. So we've all been on the journey. So yeah, it's great. Really good start.
Yeah. Richard Park's very, very well known. He's probably, when I was younger, I went down there with me demo tapes to Leicester Square, addressed it to Richard Parks, and never guess what? I did get a reply that said, "Unfortunately, your style of presentation doesn't suit our station sound."
Damn.
I've got a pile of them like that. Used to get on the train to London just to go and hand it in, you know.
To get to my desk, I had to literally crawl across the amount of demo tapes and things. That was one of the best learning curves there because they had Wildstar Records. So Craig David, Misty, Travis, amazing artists that kind of were developed through that label at Telstar. So I was there at the beginning with that. So
wow.
They were the good old days with Richard. Amazing. That really put me in a really great place to learn. And then go on to MTV. So that was really good fun.
Wow. Well, we're going to talk about Wildstar Records in a bit. So I'm pleased you've mentioned that because you can never forget Wildstar Records because they had so many good acts on there, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Now, what was the first song you ever wrote and have you ever performed it?
I did perform it on ITV, on LWT on the Friday Night Live. It was a song that was rewritten. The theme of the competition had to have the word summer in the song. And the track was called Dare. And I thought, how can I change this song from Dare into Summertime Love? So I rewrote the chorus, took this kind of word of dare out, which obviously the rest of the song partly was about, and changed it to Summertime Love. And that's when the song got picked up. And then I ended up performing it on national television. So it was it was a good move. So so I did perform, and I got the opportunity to meet Take That. It was right at the very beginning of their career.
Wow, right, yes.
And I've got the most amazing picture of me, Gary, Mark, and Robbie and Howard, of course, in the Evening Standard. Made it to the third or fourth page, great centre spread on Take That and myself of winning this, well, not winning, coming as a finalist in that competition. And I've got some great video footage backstage of Robbie and Gary giving me advice about breaking into the industry. Priceless.
That is amazing.
VHS somewhere, so I need to dig that out. Yeah, that was
definitely. You'll have to get that converted and share that with the world, definitely.
Absolutely, that was a dream come true. Yeah,
I'm sure Gary and the guys will be going, "Hey, look at that."
I know. I think Gary's got really bleached blonde hair. It's going way back in the day. All spiky up here,
That's right, yes. I had the flat top as well, the crew cut or whatever, you know. That was the fashion, wasn't it? Was that about 1992?
You're bang on the money, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, you just won a prize. Wow. It was 1992. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, a long time ago. But yes, that's where they all began. You see all these listeners and viewers here, you'd be going, Take That. They haven't been around that long, you know. They've been on all these TV shows, but 92.
Before then as well, obviously, with all of their earlier kind of tracks and Do What You Like and whatever. Their very first launch in London, I got an invite to at the Hippodrome. That was the very first celebrity kind of thing that I went to, and I was in awe. And I thought, I love this. I want to be part of it forever. That's amazing.
That an amazing story there. So yes, we'll have to watch out for that video coming soon to a screen near you. Take that behind the scenes with Melissa Whitehouse. Now, going back to Wildstar Records, now that's been a lot of talent, like you mentioned. But please, can you tell us about that? Because there were stars such as Craig David, Travis, Mystique, Lighthouse Family, China Black, who I absolutely loved, but they were short-lived. You may be able to enlighten us on that one. Samantha Mumba, who of course had Gotta Tell You, was one of our big hits there. And what the question is which group or which singer was actually the most fun to work with, if you're allowed to say?
I saw, well, to be honest, as much as they're not obviously in all the time, you see them coming in and out of the radio station, but it was kind of the behind the scenes, and then seeing obviously the powers that be, the management that were obviously running the stages of the record company. So Richard and Sean O'Brien and I'm just trying to think, management, Colin Lester, people like that were just amazing to watch, and how they basically got the artists from the demo tape or the kind of demo CD right the way through to the transition of the first single, the promotion, the links with the pluggers, the record companies, then taking them to places like the Royal Albert Hall or Party in the Park. So I circumnavigated around that. So to see that and be in the thick of that with a team, I watched on the management floor, you'd see how everything came together. So I couldn't say there was a selected artist that I was just in awe of all of them, because everyone was unique in their own way or on their own journey of what they were doing. But with love, I absolutely adored Craig David, because it was so humble the way that he's kind of beginnings from Southampton, and obviously the connection with, I think it was the Artful Dodger, and kind of seeing that transition, then taking him to 7 Days and then to the Royal Albert Hall. And I remember going that night and seeing all of these amazing celebrities around cheering him on, and just thinking, what a journey you've had. And just one of the nicest people I've met in the industry, and to know that that journey is still continuing with the success that he's had. So yeah, definitely flying the flag for Craig David, definitely 100%. Amazing to watch that, and inspirational to me to know that you can take that journey from those roots and become a megastar. And that's exactly what he's done with a multi-platinum album. Phenomenal success. Yeah, amazing.
Yes, and I bought that album as well. I think everybody did.
There you go. Yeah, I was the lady that was sending out all of these autographs, and stacks of them at the radio station. Poor Craig's hand must have fallen off. So yeah,
I bet. Yeah. And what were China Black like? Because I've got a recording from like some behind the scenes recordings that I actually got off that tape, would you believe? When I was over at Atlantic 252 in Ireland. And I found these DATs, and I was thinking, oh, what's on these? And it did say like China Black, or it said PJ and Duncan or whatever else.
It's
and
really
I recorded
weird.
these. And I recorded these things. And of course, the people would be mortified if they heard themselves. But I'll tell you that China Black, when they were doing their they had to do some introductions into the top 7 at 7, pre-recorded. And they were like singing bits of the top 10 and things.
Amazing.
So you could hear the talent there.
Yeah.
There was no effects and things, I mean,
talent,
who are the people who would have stood out for you? Is it especially Craig David that you would say he's the one that's gone from?
I think all of them were just so talented. But what was really weird, you asking me that, I never actually met China Black. So it
did you not?
I did not, no. But I met Neville last Monday at an event. At a networking event for John Saunderson in London through Nottingham.
Amazing.
So I went with my management crew down there with the lovely Ronnie and team and Marland Music Management. So we walked in, and I was so excited to see him. He didn't know who I was, because I've changed over that time. I ran across the room, I gave him a big hug, and he was a bit like, and I said, it's you.
Who are you?
And it was Neville, and he was like, and I said, I can't believe you're here. So for you to ask me that question, that's spooky.
Isn't it very spooky? And the other guy that they performed with was Errol, wasn't it?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Is Errol still about, or there was something?
I haven't seen him, but he recently signed with my publishing company many moons ago. So I saw him passing in the corridor, but I don't really know him. So sometimes you get to work with these artists, and you're in the thick of things, but you're not always one-to-one, because the management team are looking after them. It's like layers. It kind of like resonates out. Depends if it's a management promotion and what part of the cog of the wheel really of what you're involved with. Yeah.
Because I had that big hit Searching as well, didn't it?
And I played that on my radio show a few weeks ago. What's going on here?
Did you? Well, I was just going to say, I know, I must be. I was just going to say, actually, that I played that on the radio loads back in, I was playing it in the summer of 1994. Right. And it got loads and loads of airplay, and then when they had Stars out, and almost see you somewhere and all that, but then they disappeared. So at the time when you met there, just the other week there, you probably didn't have that in your head. Oh, what happened to the group? But maybe next time, maybe when you see him next time, ask him that question.
I hope I pass across. It's amazing though, of all people to ask out of the industry. And that was the first person. I walked through the door. That was the first person. So there's got to be a connection there, and you're telling me as well. I need to listen to the universe.
Definitely.
Well. Yeah.
You see, this interview was meant to be, Melissa.
I know, it was.
There you go then.
Or something. You're reading my palm.
Now, following on from your success, it propelled you to co-host the transatlantic radio show Out Loud, which you mentioned earlier, from Chicago, and also launched your own worldwide broadcast, which is, of course, Just a London Girl, which is currently airing on over 40 stations across the USA. Also, we've got New Zealand, South Africa, Singapore, Russia, Asia, and Europe, to name but a few. And over the past 12 months, you've interviewed icons such as John Oates of All Oates fame, Howard Jones, Kelly Thomas, Julie Peasgood, Matt Hoy, Skylar Jett, and also Jethro Sheeran. Now, Julie Peasgood, I did actually, you know what it is? I just watched a video before actually speaking to you today, Melissa, and I was going, who's that lady with the blonde hair there? And the long blonde hair. And I was going, I know her, but I don't know her name. And there it is.
Julie Peasgood. Yeah, she was Fran in Brookside. She's done loads of different soaps, and she's a fantastic travel writer as well. So she gets all over the world and does crafting as well. She's done some great shows, and she's a dear friend as well. So yeah, amazing lady.
And what do you feel like when you're interviewing these stars that you've maybe grown up with, watching them on the telly, or maybe listening to the music? Do you have the same feeling that I do, where it's like, you're nervous, you're nearly wetting yourself actually going to talk to them. But once you've spoke to them, the next time you speak to them, it's like your best buddies kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
I used to, but I think because I meet quite a lot of these people a lot now, they're just so lovely and they're just so nice as well. They make you feel relaxed.
Yes.
I suppose when I went out to Florida and I was doing the interview with Howard Jones, that was a little bit of because he's iconic, isn't he, Howard? He
is, so definitely.
Amazing, the shows that he was doing. So he was with Berlin and Boy George out in Florida, and he kind of did an exclusive for Out Loud. I've literally woken up looking out on this beautiful kind of golf course where I'm literally about to do the recording.
Lovely.
The perfect life. I'm in Florida. The amazing radio show, which is such great fun. And Howard Jones is just about to kind of give us half an hour interview. And he was just the most interesting soul. It was amazing. He told us great stories about when he was doing a gig and somebody had to literally take a ceiling out to get a piano he wanted into a certain perform, and just so interesting and so humble and down to earth, and somebody you could reach out to if you wanted to do another interview or something. And just really warm, just a really, really lovely soul, and just so talented. But I didn't want the interview to end. It was one of those interviews where you just think you could have literally got a glass of wine and sat there for kind of 2 days and just spoken to him.
Yeah.
Maybe a cup of coffee as well, because the wine would have been good for 2 days. But yeah, you know what I mean. So
that's right. You don't want to be falling off the stool.
Absolutely, yeah. And Peter Cox from Go West.
Oh wow!
Absolutely, he was fascinating to talk to as well. The journey that Go West went on, that was really good. And then when John Oates came to London and played with Richard Marx at the Royal Albert Hall, we got the backstage there, which was amazing. All these little corridors and this little door, and then John Oates was there. I was just like, wow, this is so cool. So yeah, that was really, really good. really good.
Amazing. Yes.
And very encouraging, artist to artist. Not that I'm on the level of John Oates, but just because he's working with independent artists out in Nashville, the love that he has and the creativity and direction he gives independent artists is phenomenal. What he's doing out there, and workshops and in the studio with new artists breaking, he's giving so much back. And I think that's what's so endearing about an artist like that, is to know that he's given that time at that level and is so supportive. Yeah, that was a great
I think he did some support work with the start of I think it was Jane Childs, an American superstar, bit of a rock chick. And I think he does a bit of vocal on a song as well. I think it's Don't Wanna Fall in Love is the song.
Oh, okay.
It's an amazing pop song. And in this country,
I didn't realise John was involved. I'll have to have a listen to that.
I'm sure, I'm sure it's just called Jane Childs, and the song's called Don't Wanna Fall in Love. But yes, a big US hit that was. I think it was number one over there. But yes, he encouraged her back in the day, and I have read of other artists as well that he's helped with, which is really good, giving back, like you say, a bit like Elton John does.
Yeah,
because he started to do that as well, so it's good.
It's very hard with the American market, obviously with the transatlantic. They love the English artists out there, but it's getting the foundations with the radio out there, and that's where I've been really, really fortunate with the support of the radio show. After having the transatlantic kind of support, then kind of going into my own radio show, it's given me the kind of support as well with radio out there, which has been great. So that's been a real blessing, and that is the hardest thing, I think, making that transition across the pond. Even major artists here that have had mega success, you think that they've heard of them in the States, and they go, never heard of them. We had one single, not the album. It's quite shocking actually to think that from the UK, how big an artist can be. You do think it is a worldwide thing, and it's not. It's a very hit and miss, I think the word is.
Very much so. Yes, there's just a lot too much music out there at the moment. I think there's too much to choose from, and I've got to tell you this. I'm going to be asking you a vinyl question in a moment from now.
Okay.
But I'll say this. I don't know if you think this is right, but if all of the artists, right, if they put a pause on all downloads, that's it. They just say, right, downloads off.
Yeah.
So that everybody now has got to get to the local, record bakers, as it were, and say, I want my album done, I want this done, all on vinyl.
Vinyls, yeah.
And then, just a little vinyl there, and then see who is the most popular there. Have a chart with just the vinyl.
Absolutely.
Just because it would open it up, wouldn't it?
I think the problem is now, it's so complicated to navigate the music industry. And as much as we have gone forward with the intelligence of the internet and all of those things, it's made it so hard. We were talking the other day, Beatles, Rolling Stones, they used to put a poster up. Loads of bands would turn up, and then obviously it would blow up, and then obviously going on to kind of TV shows or on Top of the Pops back in the day. The magic of the industry, for me, the moments when I used to run home on a Thursday night to watch Top of the Pops, it's gone. We need to get that back. The process I'm going through at the moment is like, I'm getting tons of radio support, but then you look at the algorithms of certain things, you've got thousands on something else and not very much on another. And it's like, oh, well, you're not peddling that one hard enough. It's like, there's only so much you can do. It takes you away from the creativity, being the artist, because all you want to do is write songs and perform. Yet you've got to try and be this business person to work out the algorithms, and is your Spotify doing well? Does the video kind of connect with the right audience? You end up becoming an independent record company as one person and end up being multifaceted, which is great if you've got that ability. But if you don't have that ability and you don't have funds, you can't get your talent out there unless the magic of the internet happens, which it does some. But 90% of people, some people that send me demos and things, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're the best thing since sliced bread. Where have you been? And they're literally singing in their bathroom or in their bedroom. They're not very au fait with technology, and they go, oh, I won't put anything online, and I've just sent my tape or my demo to someone. It's not going to happen, is it? That's the hard thing. So
No.
yeah, get back to the 80s, the olden days. Get Top of the Pops back. That's what they need
That's right.
to
We
do.
need to go back to the analog days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we definitely
definitely.
think Top of the Pops needs to
Definitely.
come back. We should
Well,
start a petition.
we definitely should start a
We
petition,
should.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Because,
straight away. Yeah.
I'm keeping the vinyl alive, you see, with Phil Wilson Vinyl Revival, you see, because I could see it was coming, you see.
Yeah.
I mean, the show's been going on nearly 9 years.
Right.
And it's like I could see it all happening. So you just
Yeah.
never know. You never know.
There is
'Cause
something about
everything's going
vinyl,
back.
isn't there? Going to the record shop, getting that bag, and then just slipping that vinyl out of that, and it's like, ooh,
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
that's good. Yeah.
And you'd be looking at the album cover, you'd be looking at the sleeve, and maybe, what label is it on? You know, oh, that's Chrysalis, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
and who wrote that?
I remember my parents coming back with a Culture Club album, limited edition, and it had Boy George's face on it, and I've still got it. And it's just such a beautiful thing to look at. It's just a piece of art within itself. But those were the good old days, weren't they? Gosh,
That's right.
Old?
Was it colour by numbers, was it?
It was colour by numbers.
Yes, with his face on, yes.
One of my favourite songs, The Victims. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes. Bum, 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 with the piano.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that track.
Yes, beautiful song. Very dramatic.
Yeah, we love a bit of drama, absolutely. I think really the composer I've been working with, John Brooks, in the studio with recent tracks, we've sat there and we've spoken often about that whole build up to that part, Middle Eighth, and that song is just gets you there.
It does. It certainly does. And it's coming across in your music as well, because your new single we're going to talk about in a second, that is a bit along those lines, you know. It really gets you. It's dramatic.
Power ballad going on.
It's got a bit of power ballad, got a bit of heart in there and all that, bit of heart and soul, as it were. But which do you prefer, by the way? Do you prefer broadcasting or singing?
Oh, I can't choose.
I thought I'd throw that one in.
Can I not pretend it's being filmed, the singing, and the podcast is incorporated? I've got to find a cheap way. I've got to find a cheat. Both. I just love, obviously I'm a singer-songwriter. That's my profession. To say I am a DJ, obviously some people are out there for years. They're at training schools, they're this, that, and whatever. I've got the basics of kind of putting that together, but I'm good. I will say I'm more of a content creator with my show. I love putting that together. I love getting the interviews. I love kind of pulling the playlists and everything. But there is a real craft to being a DJ, and I'm still on that journey. There are times where I go to do things and think, oh my goodness, so many buttons and things. Obviously, you're a pro with that, so I'm not going to take your crown. But I do absolutely love being on the radio. I love the listeners. I love the artists that come in. I love the music, the selection, just in my happy. It's like being in your happy space, isn't it, really? It is. Yeah, what we love.
It is. Absolutely love it. Yes. As my dad said, I'm sure you should have been born with a microphone in your hand there, because you're always, in headphones.
Do you sing? Do you sing?
Do I sing? I have done singing in the past.
Yes. Now, so I can reverse on you.
Well, I've performed at Birmingham Symphony Hall in front of thousands of people.
There you go.
But it was only as part. It was for me, my brother-in-law, because he did the Yamaha music school festivals. So yes, we were like a guest act on, me and my mum and such like on there. That's my little claim to fame.
They were all creative after all. We love a little bit of singing. We love a bit of DJing. Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely. And doing radio shows and things. You know, I started everything out when I was about, I think I was about 5-year-old, and I got a Fisher Price Frisco disco, and there's a photograph of us with the headphones and the microphone.
That was where I started. See, I should have answered the Frisco disco earlier on.
There you go.
Wow, we were separated at birth. It's obvious. You might be my long lost brother here.
You just never know.
We could have mixed together.
That's right. Well, we're like the 80s kids, really. Even though you're 1 year older than me, you see, I have been doing research.
I'm the big sister. Yeah,
right.
sneaking your vinyl. There you go.
That's right. Right, getting back to the music, and I've got to tell you this: I've been looking at your YouTube videos of your fabulous singles, "Dear Diary," "Wine and Roses," and "Simple," which are a mixture of tones. Now, where do you get your inspiration from for all of these different genres? Because one of them is a bit of a dancey tune, and it reminds me, and your vocal reminds me of the singer who sung, I don't know if I think it was Tintin Out, wasn't it? And it was, "Here's where the story ends."
Oh wow! Thank you.
So
very
that's
much.
a compliment
I
for
love
your
that song. Thank you.
Isn't it? It's a good one, that one. But your vocal, when I was listening to your vocal, I was going, wow, this is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Had you changed your name or something, for the track to Shelley, whatever she was called on the track?
You know what? It was one I kind of did get a little bit. I got a little bit of a telling off because we'd gone on this journey with kind of the more serious ballad kind of tracks and the journey and the power woman kind of thing. And I thought, well, I love dance music, and I've got an eclectic collection of dance tracks, and I've always loved dance music. And funny enough, I'm in the transition of working with someone at the moment, a little exclusive there.
Right.
Hopefully we will have a dance mix of Over a Lifetime. That's all kind of bubbling at the moment, which I didn't expect. How do you do that?
Excellent.
Into my life. And there is another dance track that I've done that someone has just recently done a remix of as well. Very kind of the other end of the spectrum, a bit Madonna meets Kylie, that kind of thing. So there are quite a few different avenues and things I do. Why be restricted with music? It's part of creativity. And some people are like, but that's your identity. It's like, someone that is kind of doing classical, then doing a pop song and vice versa. But if it works and your audience sticks with you, then what the hell, you can do anything, can't you? But I do love a good dance song as well. So What Do You See in Her was an in-between time. I was very focused on the transatlantic show. I then got the opportunity to kind of do this dance track with Free More UK, and they loved it, sent it to them, came back, put it out, and then it just started to be played everywhere. So, and we do like a good dance, don't we? It's good to kind of go out.
We certainly do. We love it.
We love a bit of clubbing, so any excuse to have a dance. So that was good. So hopefully there'll be more to come with that, because I'm enjoying that side of things as well. So
I know, bring back PWL.
Here, absolutely. I just
Keep
would like
Waterman, can you hear her? I'm speaking to Melissa here. Melissa Whitehouse. Get him in the studio.
Oh, stop it. Seriously, if I had a time travelling machine and I could go back, the nearest I got was I was working with Tony Matthew at Soul to Soul, and he said to me, I've hired a studio, and it was in the old PWL building at London Bridge, Borough, SE1. Yeah. And we were there for a few projects, and the history in that building and just working in there gave me goosebumps. And I was just like,
I bet.
Oh, I kept saying to my parents, why didn't you make me sooner? I just needed to be part of that. I wanted to be part of that. I loved it so much. Yeah. Good old days. Good old days.
Well, that was me with pirate radio, you see. I said to my mum, I said, if I'd been born maybe 10 years or a bit earlier, then they go, Radio Caroline, all the rest of them, I would have loved it.
It would have been great.
I would have loved it.
Yeah, we were cheated, weren't we? We were cheated.
We were cheated. We were cheated. It's terrible, terrible. But hopefully, yes, we'll get. I mean, if you release some stuff which is like the PWL kind of thing, then you're getting people. We want that. We want that. There's people that want that. Yes. Loads of people. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Because especially the millennials.
I think I was just trying to think. There was something I put up, and Mike Stock gave me the thumbs up. So there we go. I've got this.
Excellent.
There we go.
Excellent. Wheels are in motion.
Absolutely.
Wheels are in motion.
Let's manifest it together, Phil.
We'll manifest it together. We're doing it over the airwaves right now for you.
We like that. That's so good.
I can feel the energy. I can feel the energy.
Well. I can feel a Kylie dance coming up.
Now, your current single of Over a Lifetime is a No Holds Barred performance. I'm pleased I got that right. What was it like laying your life all bare in the song for all listeners to see and viewers to see?
Do you know what? It was one of those songs that we literally did on a few takes. First time I met John Brooks, just an amazing composer. So we had an introduction. He put some keys down. I literally went into the studio and he started to play along with me. And he was just such a talent. And we just gelled straight away. And by the time I'd done about the third or fourth take, he was like, I think we've got what we need. And
Wow.
it was emotional. I think it was being just the keys of the piano in just a silent studio, just with a little bit of that reverb on the mic, and then just kind of heart and soul. And it has been a heck of a journey I've been on the last couple of years. So to have that moment, to resonate that into my music, it was part of healing, I think, as well for me. So yeah, it does mean a lot, the song, and it's great coming out the other side, dust myself off, and I'm like, I'm back. So
You're back. You're back, definitely.
Good, yeah. So
yeah, because when you watch the video, you can get the story. So I don't have to ask you what the song is about, because it's all there to see what your story has been in the past and how you're moving on with things and reaching for the heights.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it was one of those videos as well, that very minimalist kind of thing. And people normally are in those environments, they're getting married, it's kind of the happiness of walking down the aisle and everything. Yeah. And I did turn up to the shoot in this kind of black dress, and they were like, oh, this is a little bit dark and a bit diva. Yeah. And obviously, because it had the kind of, if your kind of listeners go on to the YouTube site, you'll be able to see it. But it was quite funny because there was a bit where I bent down to get something and I had the big cape and it kind of came over my head. And as I bent down to pick something off the floor, and he said, it's great. It looks like the black kind of widow dress thing of after a relationship breaks down. Yes. So that's when they filmed that part of it. That wasn't meant to be in the video.
Amazing.
So it all kind of came together. And it was just such a beautiful venue as well. And that venue was actually, it was to the floor. It had literally a ruin up to about 8 or 9 years ago. And the National Lottery had funded £9 million to redevelop the building. So I was one of the first artists to film there. And it's on the Isle of Sheppey in Kent.
Right.
It's the old dockyard. It's the old Victorian church for the ship workers, where they used to go to kind of to pray. So it was an amazing place to be. Yeah, I was very lucky, very fortunate. So a big thank you to them for letting me do that.
Yeah, everyone's got to check out that video there. Yes, it's one to be seen there. Melissa Whitehouse there with Over a Lifetime. Now, is there an album or EP coming soon?
An album, definitely, because there's so many tracks. But do you know what I really want to do at the moment is trying to get it live. But because we have gone a bit of the big orchestral and more towards film, that's going to take an investment. I've had a few people come forward, well known in the industry, that have said, would you come and do a set? Would you come and do this? And I've been so busy with the radio and getting the track out. Now I need to go and do my rehearsals and get the band together. So that's what I'm going to be busy over the next couple of months doing. So that's my plan of action. So from that will be the EP, then from that hopefully the album, and getting that connection with the audience, which is really important, because so many people reached out and said, when are you performing? And I haven't been able to give dates. So I am working hard, and I will make sure that happens. It will happen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It definitely will. Yeah. But yes, if you had an EP of all your songs on one thing, that'd be a little taste, I think, for people.
A little gem, yeah. And I think that's ready to go, to be honest. So yeah, so I'm just in transition with publishers. I was with my other publisher for 20 years. It's good to kind of have change, transition, all positive. Just sometimes you need to go through them transitions. So there's a lot of kind of change for me at the moment. So hopefully by summer, I'll know who, what, where, when, and have a bit more direction, and then kind of keep on the towers of everything that's happening at the moment. But just so grateful to yourself, to all of your viewers, listeners. It's just amazing the support that's been out there, and I couldn't do it without that support. So I'm so grateful, so grateful.
Yes, well, I absolutely love the music. I wouldn't have had you on the show if I didn't like your music, because I know that, and the talent is there, and you're already, out there as it is. So
remember, Phil, I'm your big sister as well, but don't tell anyone.
All right, we'll keep it a secret. Now, going back to the... Now, we were talking about vinyl earlier. So what was the first record you ever bought on vinyl? And what record would you play me now if you had a turntable beside you and say, Phil, you've got to listen to this, and it doesn't matter if it's a silly song or whether it's something that is from the heart, anything at all, your favourite, please.
My first single I ever bought was when I got given my first real kind of like £5 note. This is going way back, which was a lot of money. I went down to Roman Road Market in East London with my aunt, and I bought Do They Know It's Christmas? Band-Aid.
Wow.
That was my first little 7-inch, and Last Christmas, because I couldn't make my mind up. So I had my Wham, and I had So It's Christmas when I made that purchase. Playing something now, memories and vinyl, I would go back to the Madonna True Blue album, because I was such a mega Madonna fan. So that literally got worn out and scratched to pieces. I was literally, that went on constantly on the turntable. So I haven't listened to it for a while, actually. I must do that. But some of the songs on there just bring back such great childhood memories and that real connection with music and thinking, I want to do this, I want to follow music. Yeah, 100%.
And what track would you play off the album?
Oh, gosh. It's not my favourite track, but True Blue brings back so many memories of being at school, primary school, that kind of thing of just great memories, I think. All of the album was just fantastic, but I did love True Blue. And I thought she looked great in the diner with that blonde hair and the girls doing their little dance. Yeah. And I just thought, I want to be her friend. I want to be in the video. So, yeah. But unfortunately, she didn't call. Damn you, Madge.
Well, there's still time.
There is still time.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to believe this, Melissa. We've actually run out of time. So are you able to stick around? Because I'll have a little bit of a chat here afterwards before you go off there on your travels to the next pit stop, as it were. So it just leaves it to say thank you so much for joining me on the show. I'd like to wish you all the very best with your brand new single, Over a Lifetime. Everybody check it out on YouTube there. And it's absolutely wonderful, and get a copy of it right now as well. And what's your website again? It's melissawhitehouse.com, is that right?
It's Melissa with an A. So everyone keeps saying, I can't find you. It's Malissa, M-A-L-I-S-S-A. So melissawhitehouse.com. Or you can go on to my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And again, it's just Melissa Whitehouse. So you will find me for sure.
That's fabulous. Thank you very much, Melissa. And would you like to come on the show again? Have I frightened you away?
Absolutely. Well, because you're my brother as well, I need to come back. So make sure you're behaving. Absolutely. That would be great.
No problem at all. Put the kettle on. Huh?
Put the kettle on. Thanks a lot,
very much.
Phil.
Take care now.
Thank you.